Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Chris. Hold on. My name is Chris. I'm a junior from Blair Academy. I'm from China. Today I'm going to talk about how imaginations and creativity empowered me. And I'm going to share some personal experience of creating imaginary friends, yes, you heard me, and imaginary places, and how that helped me to deal with problems in real life. So before I get started, I would like everyone here to participate in a really fun and short mind exercise. So if everyone can just close your eyes right now, no peeking, right? And in your head, I would like you guys to picture a place that you're really familiar with. It can be your bedroom, as simple as that. So let's start with the floor, all right? Focus on the floor and imagine what's its color, what's its material. Is it wood? Is it carpet? What pattern of the carpet is it? You can walk or even stomp on it if you want and hear how it sounds. Now, look up a little bit and try to focus on furnitures. Well, there you have your bed, your desk, maybe, your closet, your fridge. And don't just stand there, walk around a little bit. It's your safe place, you're free. Go sit on the bed and feel how soft it is, or go to the window and try to see what's the weather like. Is it sunny? Is it raining? Is it snowy? Well, now let's take a deep breath. What does your room smell like? Do you have those really fancy fragrance diffuser, or, well, does your room just smell like dirty laundry and leftover food? I mean, no judgment there. It's all right. Absolutely no judgment. Okay, open your eyes now. So that was just a really quick mind exercise for us to transform objects in reality into image in our head. So why? Why is it important to imagine things in our head when we can just open our eyes and see the objective and accurate truth in reality? Well, I'm going to answer the questions with these two concepts, creativity and imagination. So creativity, everyone has heard of this word before. Well, for me, creativity isn't just creating things. It's not just adding one block with another block and bam, you have a bigger block. No. Creativity always has a purpose and does have a tangible result. However, imagination, on the other hand, is less tangible and usually doesn't really have a physical product. Just like the exercise that we did, the images we had in our heads are the result of imagination. So while you can say that imagination is the foundation of creativity, or you can say that imagination is a mindset, it's a skill. And yes, like any other skills, it needs training and exercise. Well, my training started when I was a kid. So ever since elementary school, I've been having some imaginary friends. It started with Megatron, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime when I was in primary school. Well, to be honest, they aren't really good at giving boy advice, but they were good companies. And then there were the Lego Ninjas. They were brave and really smart and extremely dangerous to everyone else but me. Well, tough childhood, I know, right? And then there were the age of Spock when I was a middle schooler. When I was in middle school, well, not surprisingly, I was that really obnoxious kid who thought everyone else was being really illogical but me. And yes, I would ruthlessly point out people's mistake to their faces because, well, that's what Spock did, and that's how I made my math teacher cry. That's another story. And then there's Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice and the Doctor from Doctor Who. And recently, I recruited Doctor Strange because, let's be honest, Benedict Cumberbatch is a beautiful, beautiful human being. Right. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm quite popular in the imaginary world. Thank you very much. And besides imaginary friends, last year, I started to build my Mind Palace, an imaginary place. So just like how I started with the exercise, I started with something vague, and then bigger objects, and then the details. And now I've created a house, a backyard, and even a maze. So why? Why? Always come back to the question, why? Why is it important to go through a process of creating something imaginary? Well, through my experience, I discovered that it actually helped us to discover the world in a new way, and it also invoked our 5 senses. By discovering the world in a new way, I mean discovering the world in a new perspective, a perspective that we never actually seen ourselves looking into. Well, during the exercise, you probably realized that even though you guys were asked to picture a place that you're familiar with, a place you probably spend all of your life in, there are some details you can't really picture. However, there are other things that unexpectedly just pop out in your mind. Things like a poster, or like a picture, or really random books. Those things are the things that we don't really pay attention to everyday life, the things that we neglect. And those things are what's important to us, actually, in our imagined world. And the 5 senses. Remember in the exercise, I encourage you guys to think about how things felt, how things smell like, and what colors are things. Well, that's because the 5 senses we experience in everyday life, it's the same in the imagined world. We can still feel the same emotion, the same pain, the anxieties, the embarrassment, or the happiness. And I would like to explore more on the topic of feelings and senses by introducing you guys Sigmund Freud's iceberg theory. So, according to Freud, that our minds are like icebergs, that the conscious level, the level that's above the surface, is where we have our voluntary perceptions and decisions, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. What's more important are the unconscious and subconscious level beneath the water. The subconscious level is where we store our memories, while the unconscious level is really where your head points at you and laughs, ha ha ha, you're such a mess. Because that's where we store our fears, our violent desires, and our irrational urges. So by saying that imagination helped me to explore subconscious and unconscious world, I'm actually saying that the exercise of imagery and imagination helped me to kind of dive into the water and peek what's underneath it, peek inside those buried wishes and buried emotions. Well, take fear as an example. Like everyone else here, I have fears, and to be honest, I have a lot of fears. And I was, and I still am, kind of scared of public speaking. I never really understand why. Until last year, my mom reminded me of a really embarrassing moment back in 6th grade when I was an actress on stage, and facing roughly 300 faculty, students, and teachers, I forgot my line. So I stood there 5 minutes, awkwardly, and after the 5 minutes, I rushed down the stage in total devastation and embarrassment, and I swear I would never do that again. But here I am. So, surprisingly, that memory never seemed to come across my mind when I was trying to figure out why I was so afraid of public speaking. So I thought, well, maybe that's just some memory that gets stuck between the subconscious and unconscious level. So I did a really fun exercise. I pictured that experience in my head, just how we pictured our bedrooms at the beginning of the speech. And even though I couldn't really remember a lot of the details from that experience, the emotion I felt during that exercise was so real. I could actually feel how embarrassed and how terrified I was. And so I guided myself through those emotions, and in the end, I was sort of relieved. Well, those fears didn't really actually go away, because it's not like voodoo or magic where you do like this and it just goes away. No, but at least through imaginations and imagery, I discovered a way to approach my fears and to understand my fears and to even get comfortable with it. So yes, that's my experience with imagination. It's really more than just childhood imaginary friends. I mean, right now it's like adulthood imaginary friends. But no, it's more than that. It's about empowering yourself and how to approach the world, the physical world and the mental world in a new way. Thank you.